In this video, I hope to try and finish up the modeling for this house, and anything left I will probably just do on the side. So just as a reminder, this is the house that I've been working on, and what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to do this front arch part, and I'll do some of this, and that's going to be it. And I think for the roof I may do this in texture and I might do this in modeling. And if I do, I'll show you how I did that maybe in another video or whatever. I'm not sure I'm going to do the chimneys. Alright, so we are on part 4 and we're going to get going here. And what I'm going to do is select this edge here, Shift S, cursor to selected, bring my 3D cursor there. Yeah, it's fine there. It doesn't matter where I bring it. I'm going to use the same technique that I used previously over here by bringing in a cube and just scaling it down to a size that I think is reasonable. And I'm going to just start playing with it right around here. I'm going to take this one and push it into the wall, and that I'll eventually move this stuff back, but just for now. So we're here, and I've got that, and I'm going to add an array, and I'm going to want 4 blocks. So I can have 3 arches, and I'm going to pull this out so this one is embedded in the wall. And now I can use these as a guide just like before. I'm going to apply that, come in here, select a bit, Control L, and Shift S, cursor to select it. So my cursor is right in the middle of that. I'm going to bring in a circle. I'll leave it at 32 vertices like I did before. Rotate X90. And just going to pull it down. I'm going to get rid of the bottom, and it might be okay, and just scale it out a bit. I can move it down after. I just want my vertices to be pretty close to touching the points there. That's good enough. Shift D to duplicate. I can pull. I can snap to that one if I want, and it's pretty close. Shift D to duplicate, snap, and that's what I need right there. I could take these and hide them. Come in here, and I'm going to select those two, have to make a face, those two have to make a face, and I'm going to bring back actually the blocks. So I can come in here, take that point, maybe go in a wireframe, E to extrude and snap to that one there, and take that one here, E to extrude and snap to that one. Alright, so I'm just going to focus on that. So that's what I need. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to press E to extrude, pull it up, scale Z 0, give it some thickness like that. And now I'm just going to look from the top and extrude back and just try to get these relatively square like that. I'll take it and recalculate outside in case it's flipped. Let's just have a look at that. I'm going to get rid of the blocks now. Just pull that down a little. I just want to compare to the video, to the image here. Okay, like that, and it is pretty close to the front there. So let's make sure that that's looking about right. Yeah, it's pretty much where I would want it. So I'm going to take this now, and I can select that face and this one and get rid of that. I can select this one, hold Control over to here, get rid of that. I'm thinking I could probably get rid of all these back ones as well, leaving that. And what I'll do next is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take this. I mean, I could probably get rid of a lot of these vertices and just have these edges. Let's see what I'm talking about, and just leave this as a flat big end-on, which should still be okay. Let's give that a go. Dissolve edges. Might want to do that. I don't know how nice that is, but I think I'm probably going to do this. So I'm just holding down Shift and clicking these edges. I'm not Control and Alt, just holding Shift and clicking. So I end up with that. I'll lower the polys a little bit. Before I go any further, I'm going to take one of these squares, Shift D to duplicate, pull it down and break it out, and I'll end up getting rid of these faces as well. Okay, now I also need that edge. Actually, no, I'll do it this way. I'm going to Shift Alt and click these. Shift Alt and click. Shift Alt and click. Shift D to duplicate, P to break them out for now. And maybe I'll just take the front edge. I'm going to Shift Alt and click the front edge if I can of each of these and pull it out a little bit. Okay, so I've got those, and I'm going to E and Alt S and I guess pull down so that they go up like that. Bring those back. That'll give the appearance of thickness. I'm just going to recalculate, and maybe I actually will push them in a little bit. Okay, so take that, and I'm going to slash key, and I had a little bit of a problem here, I see. So I'll just select those, and I'm just going to scale Y0. No, I'm not going to do that. I got all of it. Okay, I'll take this one, Control, and I will scale Y0 on that, and that's fine. But I'm actually going to get rid of those back faces. So select this one and Control, select that one, get rid of that. I'm just getting rid of stuff that we don't need, because we're going to have to texture this, and I don't want anything else to take up, texture space. I could probably get rid of these two because my pillar, I hope, will cover that. So those and this, yeah, just leaving us with the general arch of things. Okay, and then select that edge and that edge, these two edges, this and this, and this and this, and give that a little bit of a bevel. And I'm going to go for 3. I will shade smooth, and I'm going to join this together, slash key, and let's have a look at this. So I'm going to scale that up a little bit, and I'll figure out how big it has to be, maybe a bit bigger, just to cover that. I'm going to extrude down. I'm going to go ahead and bevel it right now. So selecting these edges and Control B with 3, select this and this, 3. Okay, so we'd have that. I'm now going to set my cursor there, and I'm going to bring in a cylinder, and I can go pretty low. I'm going to switch this to nothing so there's no ends on it, and I'm going to make it something like 16 vertices. Scale it down. Maybe something like that. And then I'm going to pull this down to near the ground, scale it out a bit, and I'm going to drop an edge loop and just pull it down a bit and scale it out, and then I'm going to bevel that with the 3. So we get this kind of shape. That might even be too much. Scale Shift Z. Yeah, just a little bit of a, I don't know what you call that. Bowing, I was going to say bowing outwards. Okay, E and S come out, E and come down. And I'll pull this down, and I'm just going to do that. So I'll get that round thing, and then maybe we can take this. Let's see what's that. Okay, and I'll just make it bigger. Okay, I'll come in here to edit mode, Shift D, pull that down. I don't even have to break it out. I'm just going to scale it, just like that. Kind of want this one a little bit longer, so Control plus a couple times, and then just pull it down. I will be getting rid of that bottom, all that stuff there anyhow. Let's just go ahead and join those, and then I can get the size of it. I can take this, actually, maybe just this part, pull it up and sort of snap. Let's bring it above. Snap to there. Hopefully that doesn't ruin it. It looks okay still. Okay, so I'm going to Shift D to duplicate, move that one over partially embedded, and that's okay. Shift D into the middle there. Nope. And Shift D. Or mirror it if you want to. Let's double check that it's facing the right way. I think for now I'm going to join this stuff and just come in and just decide if maybe it doesn't have to be that high. I don't know. Oh, I got what else? Oh, I got that. But what I am going to do is pull that up to there and then go in wireframe and grab all of this stuff, bring it down, save. And, did I not get rid of all these ones? Odd. Okay, at any rate, I'll put a quick floor down on the ground, down on the whole thing. And I don't think I'm going to do a fancy ground. I think I'm just going to do a simple plain. Maybe I'll put some dirt or something on it. I'm not sure, but just something like this. And let's see where I want to snap it to. Even there, let's just double check. Okay, turn that off. Okay, so that's what we got. Cool. And to make this side thing, I'm going to come in here. Let's just focus on that. And let's take like again, I could be going through here and getting rid of these just to show, and I very possibly will do that for all of it, you know, on all of these things that have that. I probably should have done it before. I'm not going to go on and do any more. I think you get the idea, but what I want is this. I want take the whole thing to here. I could take the whole thing, couldn't I? No, I can't. Okay, never mind. I just want this piece here. Shift D. Let's see if I got it. No, I didn't get it. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's what I want. That. P to break it out. Okay, slash key. Okay, I want this piece here. Okay, I'm going to bring that up here. And I'm going to scale it. I'm going to just scale in the X. And I'll get more of a curve, but this is going to go in sort of halfway. And then this is going to stick out. I think that's kind of all right. So what I'm going to do now is select this point, Shift S, cursor to selected, and I'll stay here, and put my 3D pivot there, select it, and Shift D, rotate Z 90, minus actually, rotate Z minus 90 to do that. And then I'm going to take this, Control L, and Shift D to duplicate, pull it down here. I can go back to medium point and hold Control and snap to that point, then select it all and merge by distance. So we'll get rid of some. So I've got that shape. And now I will, if I'm happy with it, E to extrude, pull it up like this, scale Z 0. Select it all, Alt-N, recalculate outside. Now it looks a little bit better. Okay, so far so good. And I hope that's going to be okay. And now I'm going to just focus on this. And I'll leave those modifiers on. I'm going to grab solidify, drag it to the top, and I'm going to see about coming in with even thickness. I'll actually look at the bottom, and I'm going to be looking for this to be kind of square, and basically coming out to almost there. I'll join those in a minute. So that's going to be like that, and I think that's okay. I'm going a little quick right now, so I might make the odd mistake. Now let's come in here and get rid of those right away. Those are going to be in the wall. And let's come in here, take this, and merge at center. And just like we did the last time, take those, merge at center. Do that on the other side as well. Merge at center. And these ones merge at center. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. I don't like it like that. Get rid of that. And I'll be getting rid of all of these anyhow. Like that. Okay, so let's bring everything back. And let's see if I can use one of these things here. So just take this one, Control L, Shift D, and it will need some adjusting, but I think we can use this piece. We'll scale it down a bit. Let's just focus on that stuff. Jeez. That, okay, I didn't break it out. I didn't break it out. P to break it out there. That and that. And Control 7, look from the bottom. Take that, put that there. That's not quite right, is it? Here, we'll scale it down. Well, that's not bad. Okay, let's bring stuff back. And then in wireframe, grab the bottom of this stuff. We'll snap down to there. Let's see, is that looking right? Just about. So why don't I take this, and again, you know, I can get rid of a lot of stuff here. You know, well, yeah, I could, I just can't get rid of these ones. Well, you can choose what you want to get rid of, but I could come along here. Although I might be hiding it. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to take all the time. So let's take this, bring a 3D cursor there, set the origin to the 3D cursor, and mirror this guy over in the Y. And then duplicate this back to here. Okay, and I think I'm going to apply the mirrors, join those, probably join it to this too. Do I want to spend time on this? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? Select that. Let's see. Shift D to duplicate. Pull that up. Scale it maybe. Maybe scale in the Z a little bit. I'm going to break that out. Maybe I'll extrude this out, snap it to that point. Extrude this out and snap it to that point. So what have I got? Come back and snap to that point. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then what I think I'll do is let's try dropping an edge loop in here and here, and they look like they're pretty nicely positioned. So I'm going to take these and extrude them back. And how far, I don't know. Let's just look maybe in wireframe and see if I can bring them back to, I think that's where that ends. So I'd have that. And then what if I, let's see, if I just extrude up, I have that, right? Do I want, what do I want? I just want it in that shape, don't I? Yeah, okay, I'm kind of screwing around here. What I'm going to do is do that for the moment, and then come take this and hold control to this, scale Z 0, and take it and snap it down to there. That seemed like the long way of doing things. And maybe I'll just move this up, and then I have so many edges I can get rid of, and just pull that up a little bit, and then take the whole thing and just push it back down. And let's make sure it's flipped. And you know, I may not have gotten the greatest curve on that. It's not too bad. Again, I just did it real quick. You can take your time and get a better result. But I'm going to actually, let's take both of these and have a look at it. Okay, so I'm going to take those two. And I mean, you really could probably delete the bottom faces of some of these. But we'll just go with that. And now, yeah, some of these edges are bothering me. But maybe what I'll do is just take that for now. Bring my 3D cursor there. I'm going to bring in a circle. I don't care if it's 32. That's okay with me. Rotate Y 90. E and S, just come in, give it some thickness. Pull it out. Extrude it back and get rid of those back faces, and take it and Alt-N, recalculate outside. And then Shift Alt and click those edges and bevel with 3 and shade smooth. And I can take that and I can join that. And the final thing kind of is to take, say, this and hold control to there, Shift D to duplicate, P to break it out, take that and E and Alt S and push, I guess, to give it some thickness, like maybe that. Actually, I didn't, do I want it that far down? Oh, I need to look at another, well, actually I can see it here, this brown goes right to about where that is. Now there is some other stuff going on there, but I'm not going to bother. So I am going to go with that, but let's Shift H, and I will get rid of at least this bottom stuff here. And I'm going to get rid of the bevel, and I'm going to bevel it myself. Shift Alt and click, that goes there. Shift Alt and click, that goes there. Bevel that with 3, and then Shift Alt and click the end and that end, and bevel it with 3. Just make sure the vertices don't overlap. Alt H, bring that back. Did I bother to flip it? You basically have that. Let's save. I mean, it doesn't look exactly the same, but I think it kind of looks close. And I think the final thing here is to take maybe this edge, Shift D to bring it out, P to break it out. Whoops. Stop. And I'm going to bring it back to here, somewhere there, and extrude out. And maybe I can, yeah, close enough. And just going to bring it down a little bit, and then do something on this, like drop an edge loop and Control B just with 2, and bring it to, say, around there, and an edge loop here to around there, trying to get them kind of even. And then I would get rid of that. Let's take that and make sure it's recalculated, and then I'm going to extrude down. I could probably, you'll never look under there, I don't think. Well, no, I'm going to get rid of those back faces. In fact, I better focus on this, because Well, that one might be in the wall. It is, it looks like it is right now. And that's not what I want. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to take this. I can't actually tell where the wall is, so I'm just going to start pulling this out till it's like about there, maybe at a touch. So maybe what we could do is just select all things, scale it just a little bit, and maybe we can focus on it and get rid of all the sides, you know, all that stuff. We don't need that. And still has the bevel on it, so I have that. And then you can do whatever design you want in there. I might just put like a plate of glass or something like that, so just take that and have to make a face. And actually maybe I'll break it out and pull it up a little and scale it a little and just double check that it's, yeah, okay, everybody's flipped. So flip that, take this, just to show you how you could do a piece like that. If you don't already know, is you could come in here. I'm going to bring my 3D cursor there, and I'm going to bring a cylinder. Let's see. Okay, I didn't even. Let's rotate X 90. Scale it down. Bring it to here. Kind of extend it the length that I want it. I'm just going to do this real quick, so it may not be exact. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to roll up like this a bunch of times, not too many or you'll be here forever. And then I'm going to Control B and bevel and just pull them apart just a little bit like that. Okay, deselect, and then Shift Alt and click the second edge for all of them. Try not to miss any because it's very easy as you zoom in and out like this. Again, I mean, this is done, you know, when you see like roofs in Uncharted and stuff, it's done in Substance Designer. It's not done in Geometry. I doubt in any game is it done in Geometry. But anyways, do that, but then you're going to have to switch to individual origins to scale each of those. Just press S, scale. Okay, you see that? Look at that. I'll go back to median point. But what I would do is I'm going to look from the front. Here, let's just focus on that and go into edit mode and wireframe. Am I in edit mode? Yes. I'm going to select there. Could go up even higher. Let's see, I'm not in the right mode there. Get rid of those faces. And then just take this face and go E and S if you're going to see from there. And you can mess around with it as much as you want and straighten it out and all that kind of stuff. But then you have your piece there that you can put on there. And if you shade smooth and just add bevel, it might work better for you. And you could try this stuff. All right. But I mean, it really does add to the polys, but you could do that. And I certainly don't want to do a whole bunch of things all over this whole room. So that would be crazy. So you're going to want to do it in texture. But just to show it to you. All right, so that, my friends, is the modeling of that. It does feel a little bit empty, you know, so that's why there's probably trees and other little items in here, you know, a bit of moss, and you'll see, you know, a couple of pottery and other things. But this project has gone on already for 4 videos. There you can see that stuff up there. And we need to move on to other things, and the texturing and unwrapping is going to be you know, rather intense, and that's why I said, look, I'm just skipping the floor. I'm just going to make it plain and skip this, and skipped a lot of stuff up here. You can see maybe that's a little bit of water or something, so you can do whatever it is that you want to do. But I think we've done a great job, and if you were modeling along with me and you've done this, I hope I went at a reasonable speed, and 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 you manage to get a decent project. We've got a lot of individual items here that we could have done in different ways, whether it's with geometry nodes or Alt-D instead of Shift-D, but we did what we came here to do anyhow, and we've got this. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to come back and do some unwrapping. Some I'll do with you, some I may do on my own, or just showed you what I did, and we'll try to slap some textures on this. All right, thanks for watching.